today. My grant was Authors and Illustrators of the Future, and we got a little bit, we started out with hoping to get a collection of short stories and get them to where we could get them published, and we're still in the process of that, but it's taken us a little bit longer than we had hoped. We had a few challenges, but before I get into telling all of this, I'd like to introduce the young man with me, and he comes into a big play as I present a little bit farther. And his name is?
Andrew Turner.
He is a junior at Breathitt County High School, and because of the grant, he has really flourished in a different area, not writing the short stories, but he is part of the illustrators. He designed this book cover, and we're hoping to continue to get it published. He designed the back and the front, and I'll pass this around if you all would like to look. And then also, he went even farther than that. He has designed a couple t-shirts. He has designed this one, and then the one that we're wearing, he designed that as well. And that was because this one here was his pastor had passed away, and he wanted to do something in honor of him. So, but let me go back, and then I'm going to let him talk a little bit. We started out, as we passed that around, that's some short stories that some of the kids had written, but we just didn't have enough participation in it to really get it published. And then we had a few challenges as well. I ended up having to have open heart surgery, single bypass, and then we had some bad weather that of course slowed us down even more. But we're hoping to continue through a company called lulu.com that we're going to try to get them published. With it taking so long on the short stories, we had some kids that really wanted to do some writing. Well, this time last year, I had a young man that did write and illustrate his own book, and we had it here for sale last year, and it was called Noah's Ark. Well, he has went and in the process of getting another one, and I'll pass this one around, and he wrote that as well as illustrated it as well. And I can pass. This one is how he actually started. Sometimes we can't get our short stories the way we want, but we'll have one child that knows what they want. This child is autistic. The one that she's got there, he's an autistic young man, and he's a senior. And this makes his second book that he'll be publishing. And we're almost ready to send it to the publisher. And this is how he starts. He just starts on a regular piece of paper. He draws it, and then we have to take out the words and redo it. But you can see where the words has been taken out, and this was his original color. He colors with colored pencils. So then we have to take it and scan it again. Well, when the young lady I have a young lady that when she found out that we got one young man published last year, then she was interested. But the cool thing about this one, this young lady here that drew this is an FMD student. And it was a little bit difficult to get her storyline to where we could understand it because she doesn't separate any words. Everything is together. If it's and the, it's A-N-D, T-H-E, no spaces. So it was a little bit challenge on this one, and I'll pass this one around as well. Like I said, some of the challenges that we faced was, first of all, getting the kids interested in writing. With social media today, the way it is, there's not a lot of kids that want to write anymore. They want to get on Facebook or do something with a computer, but they really don't want to do the handwriting. But we got over that, and then in January I had to have open heart surgery. Then when I got back to work, the snow hit. So, you know, it's just one challenge after the other. But Andrew, he got started from a grant last year. We had a guest speaker, and it really encouraged him to want to do different things on that. And I'm going to let him talk to you about some of the stuff that he's done since last year.
Ever since last year, my sophomore year, I got more influenced in artwork. I was always really artsy with this type of stuff, and I got in my English 2 class, and I asked Miss Combs about some stuff after Christopher Eplin come and talked to us about stuff and had us illustrate this little timeline. And then after that, I got to thinking, our school is so plain. There's nothing on the walls. There's no paintings. It's all white. And I got to thinking, I want to make this place more enjoyable and more just visual. And so I created a mural. But the mural is a big giant version of this.
And this is a copy of it up here. He started with a regular drawing on a piece of paper. He started with the drawing on a regular piece of paper, and then he thought, you know, he wanted to decorate up the PE gym. There's probably, we have 500 and some kids in our school, and probably at one time or another throughout the day, they're in there. But our school was just like these walls here. They wasn't very visually appealing. So he wanted to decorate it up, and he designed this drawing, and then we put it on a transfer, and he went from there. And then he thought, well, this one's done, so let's go to something else. The BC is up there by the cafeteria. He has been, I guess, approached with several different people that wants him to do different designs throughout the school. Like the football stadium, they want him to come down there and do some designs down there as well. Right now, in his t-shirt designs, he has created at least 3 different types of t-shirts, and you can see he's went from 60 to 65. The one for his church, he sold over 107 of them. Now these numbers have increased since I sent this in, but this is just, and he's doing this on his own now. With these designs here, he is selling those. He comes up, he talks to the customers, he talks to different people, and the first one he done, he wanted to do it for the high school. Well, now other people's approaching him, wanting him to do different ones for them as well. Now this is the young girl here, the young lady that's an FMD student. Her artwork is not the best colored in the world, but you know, we have put it into where it is a book. And then she had little sticky pads, little sticky notes on each of the papers as telling her story. And then the next young man, this one here, he is a young man that doesn't like school, but since he started writing, he has been doing better, and he has several stories. The young lady that you just looked at there, she is a very introvert young lady that doesn't talk a whole lot, that doesn't, you know, participate as much as we would like as teachers, but she is really shining now that she's getting involved in some of these stories. And this is the young man that produced it, wrote and illustrated the Noah's Ark last year. And now he has done postcards, and he sold those for different holidays like Christmas cards and Valentine's. He just got back from St. Louis where he won the National Yes I Can Award for his drawings. So as you can see, I didn't get to publish the short story collection, but we have got more kids involved because we went different directions. So I'm really happy with the way that is done. This young man here, he is struggling with his reading and writing. He's on a K1 reading level, and he writes probably on a 4th or 5th grade level, but we used a digital video recorder, a digital voice recorder to write his story. He told the story, and then we just typed it up. So he was able to do that as well. And this young man here, he is an excellent writer, and he's got several stories in that book, and he will have his associate's degree by the time he leaves Breathitt High School as a senior. he will graduate with his college degree and his high school degree at the same time. This young lady right here, I don't have her material completed yet, but she wrote this little book because she just recently got a new nephew. So she wanted to do something to be able to have something to do with her nephew, and so she wrote this book, and every page starts with like fortunately or unfortunately. It's a very catchy little book, and it's got illustrations with it as well. So we're hoping not maybe just to get one book, but maybe 4 or 5 books this time next year. Hopefully, the thing that I would like to change is get maybe more parents involved, so that the kids would, once we get the parents involved, then the kids don't have to feel like they're out there by themselves. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. Lulu, LULU.com. And what it is you tell them, like, they'll do paperback or hardback. Now, the young man that done the Noah's Ark, he wanted hardback. That's the only one he'll do. But the paperbacks are a lot cheaper to publish. So, and they provide the ISBN number and all. So, you just have to go on there, submit it, and we'll set it up. Any other questions? I'd like for y'all to give Andrew a hand. He done exceptionally well.